So, chasing Eris in Edinburgh, Scotland, with Saint Synaptaclipse.
Yep.
And we've got a collection of a lot of mostly stuff that was put through the Synaptaclipse generator. Is that what we called it?
Yeah, Synaptaclipse generator at one point was a thing that existed.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yep. As a fake publishing house that never existed. So it all kind of came about. All of these things happened because of this one thing and its imminent demise. So
the demise of this was that Loom Panics was shutting their doors.
Yeah, they were closing up and they were selling off any stock that they had at the time. I don't know if that came from that batch or whatever, but it was on Amazon, so it was, the last of what was readily available, freely available. I don't know. I mean, there were so many of these printed. There must be tons of these floating around for pennies.
Yeah.
You would think. So they're not exactly rare, but it just felt kind of weird that it was going to be out of publication. So that eventually led to, after a couple of years, the old hardback edition that many of you know. I'm assuming other people are going to see this.
Yep, that's it.
So, yeah, it led to that, and I was really lucky to make a few acquaintances through the whole Discordian matrix with Dr. John and Adam Gorightly, who kindly lent some, as I called them, introductions to the back end of this book. And they did me proud with some nice words in there. I really didn't do anything exceptional. I just threw in a couple extras that I'd find here or there on the web. Got handed some stuff. I can't remember who that is now. There's so many people.
This came out in 2007, you said?
2007, yes.
And is currently out of print and hopefully will be back.
Yeah, it may be back one of these days at some point. I need to find a way of doing something with it again, slightly different, so it's not the same edition that's coming out again. It had its own brush with Discordia in the collapse of its original publisher, who turned out to be as was said on the interwebs. I'm just saying that this could mean nothing, but end times prophetess who ran away with all our publishing clients' money, including this, or some of it at least, which was a very odd situation to be in, and kind of freaked me out at the time. But looking back on it now, it's quite amusing that it happened to Principia Discordia. After all that. So
what are some of the other works that came out of the Synaptaclipse generator?
Well, some of the other stuff that came out are,
so we've got here the Book of Life.
The Book of Life by that was an interwebs find, I think, that one. Yeah. The Web Fairy. They kind of preempted this themselves from a Discordian point of view, was that they said that none of this stuff should ever be collected together and bound in a book, so I did. It's kind of their own fault, so I lay blame on other people for that. And it's kind of just like plates. You can't even probably make these things out because my covers were always a bit kind of rough and ready. And it contained a lot of sort of one-pagers, and they were designed deliberately to not be, to have blank pages on the back, so you could tear them out and paste them up. Basically, you could tear it apart if you wanted to, paste them up, do the kind of things that we did on Day of Discord, that basic sort of idea. But I didn't want to tear it up because it ended up looking okay as a book.
You've got the Apocrypha there by Dr. John Swaby.
This is all out of order, so don't worry. But This is Dr. John's and entirely, and I didn't do anything but put it on paper. So yeah, he very kindly didn't kick my head in for doing that.
Then we've got
So I appreciate that, Dr. John.
the Summa Discordia by Beatus Fungo.
Yeah, well, some of Discordia.
2 Fs.
Yeah, another double F for fungal.
So we can show the
Another
title of that.
It's there. Bring that back. It's got one of them on the back. It was yet another thing that was found as text only online, so it got images thrown at it and various horrifying free web fonts.
So you add images to the work when there's just text to break it up a bit and make it more engaging.
That's it. You know, I mean, you end up with horrible things like this when you get me editing your book material. So, you know, it really was just breaking up the text. All I did was to put it into a format that was presentable as a book. You know.
What else do we have from the?
Did try to find this Beatus Fungo guy, but he was the only one I really never found at all. Those are originals. That one, which boo hiss.
Steve Jackson.
Well, hate Steve Jackson. And one of those pink ones that
Illuminate Press.
are really lucky to have one of those in good condition. So there we go. And then at the same time I was producing the hardback, we all found out about this.
Rodin Press.
Urgh. And we did, I did give them the money and bought the book just to really have a nose at what they were doing, and which was to represent the Principia Discordia in.
It's basically that they've changed the layout of it and really kind of they've copyrighted it, haven't they? They've copyrighted this particular arrangement and the pictures they've used and all that sort of stuff. So that particular, there's Norton. That particular is
that arrangement, I don't know, it doesn't do it for me at all. Particularly, the standard stuff at the start here, all rights reserved, no part of this work may be reproduced or transmitted in any form by any means, electronic or mechanical. This is the Principia Discordia we're talking about here. So, yeah.
And we've got the Book of Eris there. That's a compilation of various things.
Yeah, that's it.
Let's have a look at that because that's big.
It's a big, huge one. In fact, I think this may have been one of the first ones that I sort of pulled together in a text with, probably without asking the right people and being a complete noob and a dick about it.
So we've got here, we've got Saint Verathane the Goth, Saint Hugh KSC.
Saint Hugh,
so some names that will come up again and again if you sort of look through it all.
I mean, as far as modern Discordianism goes, these guys were deep in there.
Original stuff in here from Kerry and Greg.
Yeah, that's it. Stuff that's been pulled from places all over the place. I don't know. It seemed to stem for me from a point of view. I didn't like reading things on a screen.
Yeah.
I always found that uncomfortable, especially when it was old CRTs and stuff. I'm talking 2005, 2000, onwards.
Yeah.
And things like tablets just weren't a thing.
Yeah.
And even ebooks and things like that just weren't a thing. So it was like, what are you going to do? Well, I really like this stuff, so I'm going to put it on paper.
And we've got very challenging reading here: Principia Entropius, Discordia of the Bulletin Boards, and compiled by His Arse Holiness, Swingitus Decitimus, edited and illuminated by Saint Sims. This is from bulletin boards across the internet.
Yeah, there's a lot in there.
Is it like Alt Discord and places like that?
This? I really don't know. It was all easily obtainable at the time and collected together. So, a lot of it is just pulled wholesale off as articles and then edited and thrown in these
The Pope cards, Pope Messiah and Saint.
Yeah.
Now, if you can, let's have a look at the etc. and the other one with the similar title. So this one here is a sabotage manual, simple sabotage field manual. And then this is Cram and LMNO, and of course others, etc. Discordia. And you built this cover from this one.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
So that's your cover that we get when we get a physical copy of the etc.
That's it. It's just pulled together, photoshopped, and a bunch of stamps added. And
this is one of my favourites, the etc. I think.
Yeah, that's cool stuff. So yeah, I just did the cover. Those guys did all the more professional, in my opinion anyway.
What about the Metaclysma? Is that
good stuff?
Metaclysma is a mix again?
Yeah, Metaclysma this was kind of the first collection that I put together on my own of just various articles. I asked people for articles. This was just really, I mean, there's a couple of things I wrote in here myself that are nothing too incredible. I couldn't even tell you which was which nowadays. But yeah, I use a load of stuff. Images as well I asked for. Scrids, man.
Oh, you designed the Scrid?
Yeah.
Okay, Scrid's quite well known.
Scrid's all around now.
Yes, the Scrid.
Elemental likes Scrid. Yeah, Elemental uses Scrid a lot. So.
Yeah.
he's good. He gets around.
Are more of these Synaptaclipse or Sorry, I'm pronouncing it wrong, aren't I?
It's.
There's an extra. What?
This one was, coming from the old Discordian thing and going into interests of magic and all that kind of various crap.
So it's this one, and was that printed by you, or was it just owned by you?
That single one was printed by me.
Okay.
For myself.
And this is
again.
Now, how do I pronounce this?
Synaptaclipse.
Synaptaclipse. I'm leaving a bit of it out.
Yeah.
So it's Book of Chaos and Its Virtue by Saint Verathane the Goth.
Yep.
Which is another well-known one.
That's it. All I really did was just typeset it out again and present it in a nice format that would work as a book.
And then is this
I think so.
Yeah, Synaptaclipse generator publication.
Stuck it on there.
And so this is Saint Q, and this is. Tell me a bit about this one.
Well, so Hugh was writing this stuff and putting it out on the webs and things like that. I'd already done a few books. Just really, again, all it is just formatting that I've done. And asked him if he wanted to put it out as a physical thing, as a piece of paper, stick on Lulu. So yeah, that's how that came about. I just put them out there.
And this last one, is this something we're going to talk about, or is this top secret mystery?
Well, since I think a lot of this stuff is now, something that Adam and John have, kind of seen already and kind of put out there. This is something very naughty. It was a personal copy